The Ford Mustang is no stranger to special editions. Some of them, in fact, are pretty lame. But the all-new Shelby GT350 is anything but. It's actually been gone through top to bottom to be what Ford says is the most capable handling Mustang they've ever made. And after spending time on the track and the street with it, I have to say this is definitely something very unique and very special. The 5.2-liter V8 in the GT350 is all new and extremely unique. It's 526 horsepower. Now that's 91 more than the base Mustang, and it can rev to a sky-high 8,250 RPM. Now it accomplishes this because of a design called a flat plane crankshaft. Not going to bore you with specifics, but what it allows the engine to do is rev faster, rev higher, and in conjunction with freer flowing cylinder heads and bigger camshafts, make a lot more power. And it does that while making a good amount of torque too. In fact, there is a whole lot of usable torque. And that makes the engine extremely punchy down low, where you think there wouldn't be a whole lot of power, a whole lot of torque, but it pulls. It's fantastic just how well this engine drives both on the street and the track. Now with that high RPM redline and all the power that it makes throughout the whole power band, this engine is great on the street or the track. Something that revs to over 8,000 RPM you think would lose a lot of its punch on the street, but that's not the case at all. And then the noise this thing makes is just fantastic. It doesn't sound like anything else on the road. It sounds like a V8 up until about 6,000 RPM, but you've still got over 2,000 more RPM to go. Above 6,000 RPM, this thing almost sounds magical. You haven't heard anything like it before. To fulfill the claim of the best handling Mustang, a lot of work has been done to the chassis, the suspension, a lot of bushings, the wheels, tires, brakes. These brakes are massive and they work very, very well. There's 6 piston calipers up front, larger rotors up front, 4 piston calipers out back, and by far are one of the most impressive braking packages that we've seen on a Mustang. The suspension itself, you have 2 options. The base GT350 comes with a fixed firmness suspension, but in the optional track package, you can get Ford's first use ever of a magnetic ride control suspension called MagneRide. In this application, you have adjustable firmness, and also it's always adapting to different driving situations, and it's adjustable through 5 driving modes. Now those driving modes control a lot more than just the ride quality and the firmness of the shock absorbers. There's a exhaust system on the GT350 with flaps that opens and closes, and in those modes it'll change the exhaust aggressiveness, which my favorite is just wide open all the time. It sounds so good. But you also have steering firmness, engine responsiveness, and all of those are adjustable in the various modes. Sport and track are clearly the favorites for spirited driving. There's also a normal mode. Now it's a good thing that they call it normal mode and not comfort mode, because it's not comfortable. As soon as you get in the car, it's immediately apparent that this ride's a whole lot different than the GT. There's less body roll, less nose dive, but there's also a lot of noise, vibration, harshness that's been introduced into the vehicle. Now it's not a deal breaker by any mean, but you do feel everything in the road, and there's a whole lot more road noise than a GT. Now, the Mustang GT has Recaro seats, but they're more along the lines of a sporty seat rather than a sports car seat. This feels like a purpose-built race seat with just great side bolstering that holds you in place, and especially with this cloth material, it's just very grippy. And it looks the part too. Now if you find yourself at the track very frequently, then you want to look at the 350R. Now the R is the most track capable version of the Mustang GT350, and that comes through the use of extremely sticky Michelin Cup 2 tires as well as aerodynamic downforce from that massive rear spoiler. It's also up to 120 pounds lighter, deleting such pedestrian options such as air conditioning, a stereo, sound insulation, and a rear seat. Now on the track, this car carried a lot more speed through the corners. And the regular GT350 on the straight, I would come out of the corner, get up to a rev limiter, and then hit the brakes. Well, on the R, I would just be carrying so much more speed through the corner and hit that rev limiter a whole lot sooner. So before, where I wouldn't have to shift, in the GT350R, I would have to. It just was a lot faster around the track. I'm the most experienced track driver, but in my novice to intermediate skill level, I was able to tell a difference, absolutely, between the 350 and the 350R. The GT350 starts at around $48,000 with destination. Now that sounds mighty attractive, but you're not getting a whole lot of the notable features for that money. The much talked about Magna-Ride suspension, the adjustable driving modes, the oil coolers, that's all part of the $6,500 track package. You take that, you add in the $1,300 gas guzzler tax because, well, it gets 16 miles per gallon combined, and you're a long ways away from $48,000. And the packaging is a little strange too, because you have a tech package that adds navigation and upgraded stereo and dual climate control, but you don't get all of the track pack features in that. You get some of them, like the magnetic suspension, but not everything. You can't have your cake and eat it too if you want, you know, the navigation and the track package. But still, this particular car that I'm in front of, it's $57,000. It's the GT350 with the track package. But man, every time you hear that exhaust, it certainly makes it seem worth it.